Well, hello there, my beautifully fractured souls. Let's cut the pleasantries, shall we? You didn't come here for comfort, you came here for the truth, the kind that burns like acid on bare skin. Let's dive in, shall we? Ah, the human condition, a wondrous little paradox, isn't it? They preach about kindness, compassion, and the immeasurable worth of a human soul, but behind their polished facades, their manicured smiles, and their hollow words lies an ugly, undeniable truth. To them, you're only as good as your wallet is fat. Have you noticed how the world suddenly listens when your bank account swells? How doors that were once slammed in your face magically open with the creak of greed. How those who dismissed you, ignored you, or even mocked you suddenly remember your name when you can offer something they crave. That's their game. That's their God. And you? You're just another player to them, or worse, a pawn. When you were struggling, they didn't see you. Oh no, you were invisible, your dreams a joke, your efforts pathetic, your existence insignificant. They stared through you like glass because you couldn't buy their attention. To them, poverty is not a circumstance, it's a crime, and your punishment is their contempt. But then something changed, didn't it? Maybe you hustled. Maybe you clawed your way out of the abyss they left you to rot in. Maybe you found a way to turn their sneers into silence. Suddenly, they're all ears. Suddenly, you matter. Isn't that funny? The same people who told you money couldn't buy happiness seem awfully happy when it buys their loyalty. Their hypocrisy is suffocating. They'll tell you to stay humble, but only after you've built the empire they said you'd never achieve. They'll tell you money isn't everything while their eyes glisten with envy at your success. To them, your value is no deeper than the shine of gold in their greedy little hands. But let's not waste time mourning their shallowness. No, that's not why you're here. You're here to learn what to do with this revelation. Here's the secret. You don't change their rules. You play the game better than they ever could. When they belittled you, they thought they were breaking you. But what they didn't realize was this. Every insult, every rejection, every snide remark was fuel for your fire. While they laughed at your struggle, you were learning, adapting, evolving. You were becoming the monster they would one day fear to face. Now, as you sit atop the wealth they swore you'd never achieve, what do? They crawl. They grovel. They pretend they've always supported you. Don't buy it. Their loyalty is a lie. Their friendship, a transaction. They don't care about you. They care about what you can give them. And here's where the real power lies. When you understand that their respect is for sale, you gain the upper hand. You're no longer their victim. You're their nightmare. Because the same wealth they worship is now in your control. You've become the dealer in their game, and the house always wins. But don't make the mistake of seeking their approval now. Their opinions are as worthless as their fake smiles. Instead, use their greed as a weapon. Let them think they've won, only to watch them crumble when they realize you hold all the cards. You've already won not because of the money, but because you no longer need their validation. The cruel irony is that while they measured your worth by your wallet, they exposed the emptiness of their own souls. And now it's your choice whether to let them feast on your success or starve in the shadow of your triumph. So what's the lesson here? It's simple. Don't play by their rules, rewrite them. Be the storm they didn't see coming, the reckoning they can't outrun. Your wealth isn't just in your bank account, it's in your resilience, your intellect, your refusal to let them define you. Let them choke on their shallow values. Let them drown in their greed. And most of all, let them learn that you were never just a wallet, you were the storm, the fire, the force they could never contain. So, my friends, the next time they try to measure you by the weight of your wallet, smile not because you've proven them wrong, but because you've proven you were never playing their game to begin with. Go on then. Show them what true worth looks like. And remember, money may talk, but power, real power, doesn't just roar. It lingers. It echoes. It leaves a mark on the very fabric of existence. And you, my dear, have only just begun to wield it. You see, they underestimated you because they couldn't comprehend you. To them, Life is simple, an exchange of goods and services, of favors and debts. They exist in a world of balance sheets and ledgers, where human worth is weighed in gold and discarded when the scales tip against them. But you were never part of their equation. You were the anomaly, the variable they couldn't control. And now, as you stand before them not as a beggar, but as a conqueror, they're scrambling to rewrite their narratives. They'll tell anyone who will listen that they always believed in you, that they saw your potential all along. Lies. Every word dripping with the desperation of people who fear irrelevance. But here's the truth they'll never admit. You terrify them. Not because of your wealth, but because of what you represent, a defiance of their system, a rejection of their shallow values. You're living proof that their world is fragile, that their rules can be shattered, that their dominance is not eternal. And that's where your real power lies. Not in the money, but in the fear you've etched into their hearts. Because now, every smile they give you is laced with anxiety. Every handshake is a silent plea. They don't want your friendship. They want your mercy. But mercy is for the weak, isn't it? And you've risen far beyond their comprehension. You've tasted the bitterness of rejection, the sting of betrayal, the agony of being overlooked, and you've turned it all into fuel, into fire, into an unstoppable force that they can't extinguish. They thought they could define your worth. But now, as they kneel before you, you hold the pen that rewrites their fate. And oh, how the tables have turned. So, what will you do with this power? Will you let them bask in your glow, leeching off your success like parasites? Or will you make them pay for every insult, every rejection, and every time they dared to treat you as less than human? The choice is yours. But let me offer you a piece of advice. Don't forget who you are. Don't let their greed infect you, their hypocrisy poison you. Use their game against them, but never become like them. Because while they worship money, you've learned its true value. It's not the wealth itself that matters, it's the power it gives you to shape your destiny.